Good morning, welcome back to my channel. I am going to do a quick look. It's today's Saturday. What's the date? I don't even know. I think it's July 22nd. But I'm about to just go and run some errands really quick. I have a Shop My Stash video that's going to post before this one. I've been trying to kind of spread out my videos instead of doing like a bulk posting. Um, just to allow my videos the opportunity to be viewed and get the um, adequate amount of views to my satisfaction, I guess I'll say. And I don't have a certain number. Right now, I think I have 90 subscribers. I have 56 or 57 videos posted. And for me, that's a big accomplishment. Some people may look at it and be like, oh, girl, you only have 90 subscribers and you only have however many views. I don't look at it like that. My purpose for doing this is bigger than just getting the views and bigger than getting the likes. Anything that I put on that channel will be viewed forever. So while I'm here, when I'm gone, people will still be able to view those videos. I pray that God keeps me here for a very, very long time so that I can see my children grow, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and that they can all see what their grandmama, what they nana did or whatever. So that's how I look at it. So it's important to me to get the views or get the likes, but it's more important to me to build my own legacy. But anyway, as I started to say, I have a Shop My Stash video that's going to post hopefully before this one, and it'll show some of the products that I'm going to be using in today's video. I really was not into Shop My Stashes, but now I see that the purpose for those is that you actually utilize the products that you have and don't just be fixed on certain items. You want to give everything that you purchase an opportunity to be used because it does expire. Some products last a little bit longer than the expiration date that's on them, but at the end of the day, they all expire. So you want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth and not wasting your money. So I have no idea what look I want to do today. I normally base my look or my eyeshadow colors off of what I want to wear for the day, but I have no idea. I'm going to just put some, I think this is a lip oil by Item Beauty, just because I just showered and cleansed my face. And most of the time when I do that, it makes my lips dry. So, and I'll have to add the information on what shade this is, if it's a lip oil, if it's a lip, I'm not sure what it is. I received this in a BoxyCharm, but I like the way it feels on my lips. I like the way it smells. As you can see, it's almost gone. So I'll have to put the details for this particular lip product up on the screen because the writing is extremely little and I do not have my glasses on. So I'm not sure if it's going to show well on the camera or not. I'm filming from my phone. I have another one that I like. It's just a lip gloss by Basic Beauty. I've only used it, I think, twice, so it still has a good amount of product in it. So when this is gone, if I don't replace it, I'll move on to using this. But first, I am going to moisturize my face. And in my Shop My Stash area, I really don't have any primers well, I have primers. I don't have moisturizers or cleansers or things like that. So I'm going to have to pull the cleanser from my makeup collection. And I think I'm going to use, child, if I can find it. Hold on. I have a drawer set up, but I have a couple of little acrylic organizers, just dividing them just to keep it a little bit more organized. So I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, and I bought a mini. And that's how it looks. I'm going to use that. And I'm just going to take the back of my, not trying to shoot a bird, but take the back of my nail and just get some out. About that much. And just put it over my face. And I've used this, I think, 2 or 3 times. Enough for me to see a difference in it when applying my makeup. It has a citrus smell, and I like that. It's not something that's overwhelming for me because my nose is really sensitive to smells. I haven't gotten my eyebrows done in a while. I've just been cleaning them up myself. I'm going to let that dry down a little bit. And then as my primer, I have to pick one that's in the Shop My Stash. And these are all, well, 2 of them are fairly new to me. Not new to my collection, but new to me using. I think I want to do the NYX Angel Veil primer. I haven't used it in a while. And I am going to go ahead and lay my brows down. I took the NYX brow glue out because I have been using it so much. And It's almost gone. I have 2 backups though, but I'm trying to, again, use the products that I have. So I'm going to use this LA Colors brow gel today. And with these brow gels, you can use them a couple of different ways. So you can use them to keep your brows in place before sculpting your brows, and you can use them after you have actually sculpted your brows, to keep your brows and the product that you have applied in place. It's up to you what you want to use it for. I use it for both. It just depends on how my makeup is looking, what my skin is giving for that day, because I have combination skin, and so sometimes I'll wake up and I'll put all of the products on and my skin will still look a little dry, but sometimes I'll wake up and it'll be just the opposite. So if it looks like if I'm gonna have a oily type of day, then I'll use this in the end to actually set the product once I sculpt my eyebrows as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my primer. And with this, I kind of layer it as if I'm putting on foundation. I start off with a little bit, and then if I feel like I need some more, then I'll add more. Where I sweat, like most people, and where I'm oily, is normally in my T-zone area. And most of the time, I like primers that have a tacky feel to them. But with this, and with the Angel Veil and the, what's the other one that I like? Marshmallow. They have a different feel to them. They're not tacky, but I like them. I think I'm going to put just a little bit more underneath my eyes, because I really don't want to crease too bad today under there. My dark circles are lightening or brightening up. I've been using that Dermalect product a little bit more. And I started to actually put it, I've started to put it on my eyelid, because I noticed that my eyelids are a little dark as well. And do I have that over here? I've done some rearranging with my makeup, so if it looks like I'm not sure where things are, that's because I'm really not, because everything has been moved. But this is a Dermalect product that I have been applying to my dark circles and on my eyelids more recently. I received this in a BoxyCharm as well. It's really, really hard for me using new products, because I'm used to using what I know works for me. So using new things is really different for me. Trying to move this. Hopefully you all can see me good. I don't like filming at my vanity because the lighting is horrible over here. But this is where my mirror is. Sometimes I'll film in the back where that bookcase is and use my ring light, but I'm actually using my vanity mirror today. So my brows, the right one seems dry. The left one is still damped a little bit. So the palettes that are in my Shop My Stash are the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collab, the Vault palette, and I have 3 of those palettes. So Bling Boss, Armed and Gorgeous, and Ring the Alarm. Most of you I know are familiar, but just for reference, this is the Bling Boss one. Has the mauve purple shades in them, and then the Armed and Gorgeous kind of has some neutral and cool tones in it. And the final one, which is the Ring the Alarm, which I think is my favorite, has some burgundies, some browns, warm tones. This one is my favorite one, but I'm going to try not to use this one today. I have a video that I posted. Did I post it? Will post where I have where I include a look with the Bling Boss palette. So I think I'm going to try to use the Armed and Gorgeous palette, but that's still up in the air. We'll see. So I'll put the other 2 back. And I am going to use, or try to use, this is also in my Shop My Stash. I have the Revolution Glossy Brow. And I also pulled my Juvia's Place I Sculpt, I Shade palette. It looks like that. I normally use this brown shade. And then the Glossy Brow is new to me. It's been in my collection. I've tried to play around with it and just didn't achieve a look to my liking. And I think I more so don't like this product because it's messy. But I'll see what I'm going to do today, which one I'm going to use, or if I'll somehow use both. I know one thing, I will not be using these little brushes. I don't have time for that today. So I am going to take, I think this is this brush came with my Nicka K brow product. So I'm going to use this brush. It has a spoolie on one end and the angled brush on the other. And I think I'm going to get this product and put it on my hand. Maybe that'll help me better to keep it from being everywhere and to be able to control the amount of the product that I'm actually going to use. I'm going to try to use this the same as I use my pencils. And it's greasy to me as well. There's so many reasons why I don't use this, but I wanted to try to give it a fair chance. And it's already all over the place. I'm just going to spray some alcohol on a Q-tip and see if I can clean this up. And it's really not dark to me. I'll let it dry and probably apply something else, some more of the same product, and see if I like it. Because if not, I will be switching to the Juvia's palette. Because right now I am not liking it. I said I wasn't going to use this brush. Just trying to see if it moves around a little bit better with the actual tools that came with it. I mean, it's okay. I'm just going to play around with it a little bit more. So I'm going to see what I can do with this. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the brow that I have achieved. And what I ended up doing was I left the cream product down, but I did end up going back over it with that Juvia's Place powder. And then I cleaned up underneath and on top with the Kiss concealer. And it is in the shade Warm Coconut on the brow, on the lid. And then to clean the top, I used the NK Perfecting Multi-Use Concealer in the shade number 10 on the top. So I'm going to do that same thing on my other brow, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I have both brows completed. And I'm going to stick with the Armed and Gorgeous palette. I think I'm going to use Smooth Criminal as my transition shade, which is this lighter brown. I think I'm actually going to mix or go back and forth with Smooth Criminal and Agent. Let's see. And I'm going to use my Morphe x Jaclyn Hill JH33 brush. And this is just Agent alone on its without the Smooth Criminal, which I think I'm going to use Agent first. And it's just maybe a shade or two darker than the actual concealer that I used. And then now I'm going to go in with Smooth Criminal. And I'm just placing it on the outer corners of my eyes for now. Just trying to see how it looks on my eyes, if I want to move it or if I just want to keep it in that location to bring some depth and dimension to the outer parts of my eyes. And neutral and cool tones are actually my go-to shades. I just love how they look on my skin tone. There's a shade in here which is called VIP. It's really pretty. I think it'll be really pretty with the shade Top Secret, which is that green. This is the shade Coin. And this is Classified. There's another metallic shade which is called Guilt Trip. So there's just different tones of, or different shades of gold. I want to see how just watching them to see what I want to do. I'm going to blend this out because it looks a little chalky to me. And I'm adding Agent. Is the shade name. And I'm swatching my brush just because I want to go back and clean up these shades and blend them so they won't look so harsh. And this right brow was looking a little uneven to me. And I kind of like this look, but I want the Agent to be a little bit more pigmented, I guess. So I'm going to try to build it up. This brow is not giving what I want it to give currently. So I'm working on it as well as doing my makeup. Just cleaning it up because the arch is really high, or was really high. Okay, that works for me. Okay, and I really want to use a metallic, but I may just use it on the inner parts of my inner corners of my eye, because I do want to just do a natural warm tone look today, because as I said, I'm just running errands. So I'm going to move on right now to my complexion products. In my Shop My Stash, I do have 4 foundations. So I have the Profusion Feel Good Skin Longwear Skin Perfector. Looks like this. And I have the shade Deep 1 Warm Yellow. Come on now. I have not worn this. I did swatch it, and that's how it looks. I have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation in the shade, Lord, Deep Dark 185W. And it looks like that. I have the Black Opal True Color Pore Perfecting Liquid Foundation in the shade Beautiful Bronze. It looks like that. Oh, it came out. It's a lot came out of there. And then I have the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation in the shade 420. And it looks like that. So this is Fenty. This is the Black Opal. This is the ColourPop. And this is the Profusion, if you want to see it compared to me. So I am going to put on today the ColourPop, which is this one. Wipe that off, because if not, it'll be everywhere. And I'm going to get this is a foundation brush from Royal and Langnickel. I purchased this from TJ Maxx or Marshalls, and this is just a brush that I use to apply my foundation. And then to blend in, I use the Real Techniques 202 brush. Kind of has an angle to it. I also have a brush that I purchased from Ulta that's a smaller version of this that I use, that I was using. It broke, but I have a backup of it. I just haven't opened it. And sometimes I use this BH Cosmetics. I think this is the Paradise collection. It's kind of a smaller size of this brush as well. But I just press the product in on my face. And then if I see that the product is trying to streak, then I'll kind of swirl it in a little bit. But for the most part, I'm just pressing. And a lot of the most foundation products oxidize to your skin, so it may look lighter or darker when you swatch it, and then once it actually is applied to your skin and warmed up and oxidizes, it fits closer to your skin tone. So for me, I put another layer around my mouth, just because that's where my makeup normally shifts at, either due to sweat or from me smiling. So I'm going to go back in just with a little bit and put it around my mouth. And I'm going to blend that. I try not to put too much underneath my eyes, if at all, because you're going to be applying your concealer there, and you don't want a buildup of products. And now I'm just going back over to make sure there's no streaks or any lines in my face, and that I didn't miss anywhere. And really, if your foundation is your tone, you really don't have to put it all down on your neck and everything. I just have a habit of putting it under my chin. I don't put it on my neck though. And for my concealer, let me put these foundations back. I haven't worn my Fenty in a long time. That's normally my winter shade, but I'm not as tanned as I thought I would be. Sorry for the summer either. So let's see. I think I'm going to use this same concealer underneath my eyes. And again, this is by Kiss, and it is in the shade Warm Coconut. And I think this is a good match for this particular foundation shade. I do put a lighter concealer on my nose most times, because I like for that line in the middle to be more pronounced, but we'll see. And I'm sorry, they are working on a house in my neighborhood, so if you hear hammering, that's what the noise is. For my powders, I have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This is the pressed face powder, and it's in the shade Dark 20. And then I also have a CoverGirl True Blend that I use in the shade 400 to bronze with. I do have my Airspun loose face powder, and I have two powders from Fenty in my Shop My Stash right now. They are in the shades Cashew and Honey. And for cream products, I have the Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm in the shade Deep. So I'm probably going to play around with that. We'll see. Okay, I am going to use the Real Techniques setting brush. It's the brush number 402, and that's the brush that I normally use to both blend my concealer in and set my concealer. Sorry, just trying to clean up as I go, because I will be going to run errands as soon as I'm done with this video. I purchased this carousel. It spins around. This was at Target for $5. So initially I didn't know if I was going to put, because I do have an area to the left of me, or to the left of my vanity, where there are a plethora of brushes already. But these are brushes that I mainly use, or brushes that are new to me. I purchased a couple of months ago the Sonia Kashuk brushes, the gold brushes, because they match the aesthetic of my beauty area. And then too, I wanted to try them out just to see how they work. But then when I got them, it's like, they're so pretty. I use them, but I don't use them a lot. So I won't do that again. I purchased them mainly for the look. They were $40. It was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 brushes. So $4 a piece for the brushes is not bad to me. But it was a more expensive brush purchase for me, because I normally get my brushes from TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Dollar Tree, anywhere that has Walmart, anywhere that has reasonable brushes. But this was something that I wanted for a while, so I finally got it. I just got it and realized I really don't want to get them dirty, but I don't know. As time goes by, maybe I'll use them a little bit more. So I'm going to start to blend in the concealer on my forehead first, because it seems to be drying faster. And I'm sorry, I tried to set the camera up better so that you all could see. And then I'm going to move to my chin. And normally what I do when I get down here to my chin, I go back in with my foundation brush around the edges of the concealer, because I only want a certain area of my chin to be highlighted, not my entire chin. Okay, so now we are going to move on to underneath the eyes. And if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love a bright, bright, bright under eye. But I'm trying to just go with a warm look, a warm natural look today. So it's highlighted, but it's not as highlighted as I like it. And then I normally also go back over with my foundation brush so that everything kind of blends in as seamlessly as possible. And I'm going to do the other side. And normally what I end up doing, and it makes me so mad, like I'll line the concealer perfectly by my eyes, and then when I blend it, it ends up being all kind of ways. So I'm trying not to do that today, because I don't want to have to apply anything else. And I hope that it shows on camera the difference between because it kind of looks like, at first glance or under different lighting, it looks like the concealer and the foundation are the same shade, but they're actually not. And in my opinion, the concealer is a little bit more golden than the foundation. Then I'm just going to take this brush with the foundation on it, no new products applied, using whatever is still left on the brush, because you want it to be a smooth transition from your concealer to your foundation. And overall, you want everything to blend in or be cohesive with each other. Okay, so I'm going to take the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in the shade Honey, and I'm going to put that under my eyes. And I use the same brush, and I am pressing this powder into my skin. Sometimes I bake, sometimes I don't. Most of the time I bake when my concealer is a lighter shade, or a couple of shades lighter. So everywhere that I lay down my concealer, I'm going to put this honey powder. And I just pour it in the cap, and that's where I apply it from. And I'm just blending or pressing it into my face until I can't see it anymore, basically. And I'm going to go in again with the second layer for my under eye. But again, pressing it and not allowing it to just sit. Okay. And then to set the remainder of my face, I'm going to go in with that cashew shade. I'm going to use a bigger brush for that. This is the multitask brush from Real Techniques. It's a brush number 407. And I'm still putting it in the top. Pressing it in my skin. And I'm putting it everywhere that I don't already have powder. Okay. So that's it for the powder for right now. I am going to try to use, because this will be my first time using the Soul bronzer balm. I have a bronzing brush that I purchased from e.l.f. It looks like this. And it has an angled brush on it. So I'm just going to dip the brush into the product. And I'm putting it on my hand first because I want to see what it's going to do on my skin. So I normally contour and bronze starting like this. So like the top of my ear is the direction or where I start, and then I go in a downward direction. So I'm going to do the same. But I want to see how pigmented this is. It looks like it's going to go well, but I don't know. Can you all see that? It looks dark on the other side. So let's add a little bit more. I think I might like that. Okay, so the brush that I normally use for my bronzer is the brush that looks like a toothbrush. So it says contour brush on it. It's a Real Techniques brush. It doesn't have a brush number. And I push this product up. But I'm also going to blend it at the same time. And I'm going to take the same brush and just go around the perimeter of my face. Not adding any more product to it. Because as you can see, its product is still here. And I'm also going to go towards the bottom of my face. And I like this because it seems like when I first put it on, it seems like it was going to be a little bit too much. But it is the perfect amount of bronze for my skin type. And I hadn't used it before. I only swatched it on my hand. But I could tell that I was going to like it. So to set that cream, I'm going to use that CoverGirl powder. This is actually a blush. I'm going to use it as my powder. So I'm going to take a Real Techniques buffing brush. It's brush number 204. And I'm just pressing my brush in the product. I'm going to go back in with that multi-task brush, and I'm just swiping it. And now I'm just making sure that everything is cohesive, basically. And so what I normally use my, let me clean up a little bit. What I normally use my Airspun powder for is to kind of bring more attention and highlight the fact that I have somewhat of a contour. So as with all of my powders, I put the powder in the cap, and I'm grabbing it on one of these little makeup sponges. And I'm applying the powder where that indentation is, where when I suck my cheeks in. So I'm going to let that sit for a while. Sorry, I have powder everywhere. And then I'm going to go, I think I can use one of the shades from my palette. We're about to see. I want to contour my nose. I'm going to try to use this Smooth Criminal shade, which is here. And I normally use this not Real Techniques, BH Cosmetics brush. I always forget this collection name. I'll add it on the screen. And I just tap the product on. And I start from my lid down. And don't worry if it looks harsh because you're going to go back in and blend this. So I'm going to let that stay. And then I'm going to go in with a lighter concealer. This is the NK Makeup Concealer in the shade number 9. And I'm just going to make a line in the middle of my nose. And let that dry down a little bit. For my blushes, I have the Milani Cream Cheek Kiss palette. And to set these, I have my Alamar Colorette Blush Trio in Dark Rich. So this is the powder, and these are the creams. I'm going to take my blush brush that was purchased from Shein, so there's no brush number. I'm going to see if this will pick up the blush. If not, I'll apply it with my hand. And I think I want to use this one or this one. They don't have shade names. So I'm going to go in or just touch my brush in this one. See what it does. I can see it a little bit. It kind of has a sheen to it. This may be similar to those e.l.f. Luminous blushes. I like it. It's not too much. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of this Divine Wine shade to set it. And this is very pigmented. So any event that you put too much powder on your face, you can go back in with one of your powder brushes, and it will help you to offset the overwhelming amount of blush that you may have put on your face. Let's see, where's my... Okay, that toned it down a lot. All right, I'm going to now go back in with my Real Technique brush. The end of it I normally use just to mesh all of the makeup in on my face, but I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to use the top of it, which is a flat surface, and I'm going to mix this powder in. And as you can see, it kind of puts, brings attention to the top portion where I have the contour and bronzing products. I'm going to now go in with a Pretty Fresh ColourPop pressed powder in the shade Dark 20. And I'm going to put that underneath. Just blend that around. Put it back. Then I'm going to take that sponge that I had, and I am going to blend in the concealer that I put on my nose. And I'm going to go back in with that brush that I applied the eyeshadow with, and I'm just blending. Okay, I am going to see if I need to sharpen this. This is the e.l.f. eyeliner, satin eyeliner pencil. And this is now my go-to for my waterline. And it is true to its name. It's very soft. Okay. Then I'm going to go back into our palette. And I want to take some of Proud, and this is a Morphe M124 brush. And I'm going to put some shadow underneath my lower lash is what I'm using it for. So I'm going to do Agent, which is that mustard color that we used. And I'm also going to use one of the browns. And I'm going to use Smooth Criminal. Underneath that Agent shade. So not directly under the lash, but under the lighter shade that we put there. I also want to do, my lips are getting dry. I think I want to do Guilt Trip. Okay, the mascara that I'm going to use is the NYX Worth the Hype. I make all kind of funny faces when I'm putting on mascara. And my eyes run really bad once I start playing around up here. I have some smaller lashes that are growing in from this product I think that I've been using. So trying to put mascara on those is kind of tricky. I have this, it's a liner and glue in one. I can't remember, I threw the packaging away, so I have no idea what brand this is, where I got it from. It may have been Ulta, but I'm not sure. I have to go to Ulta today. I have two products that I have to return. They look darker online than they actually are. They're both from Physicians Formula. The Butter Believe It blush. Yeah. And the Butter Believe It pressed powder, which is not for my skin tone at all. They look totally darker online. But they're going back today. So I will be right back with the final look. I'm going to put my lashes on, put my wig on, and get dressed. I'll be back. So I have my eyelashes on. It took me forever, but I did want to point out before coming back with the final look that I have not yet sprayed my face with any type of setting spray, luminous spray. There's no spray on my face right now, and I just want you all to see the glow. And I think that this is attributed to the Bobbi Brown face base, as well as the Angel Veil primer. So I'll be back. Hi everybody, so this is the completed look. I did go in with the Planet Revolution Clean Face Palette, and this is actually what I used for my highlight today. I did spray some Milani Make It Last, the original setting spray. That's what I used today. I started out using the little lash tool that I have, but it really wasn't working like it normally does. So I have a new product, which is the Andrea Brush On strip lash adhesive, and that's what I ended up using for my to put my brows on. And I think that's it. I don't think I went in with anything else. Oh, for my lips I have on the Morphe color pencil, and it is in the shade Date Night. And then on my lips I have on a Morphe lipstick in the shade Main Squeeze. And then to top it off, I used the Sensational Gloss from Maybelline, which is in the shade Taupe With Me. So Taupe With Me came from the Shop My Stash for this month. It will be in my Shop My Stash video, or mentioned in my Shop My Stash video. The Morphe products just came to me. Oh, I need to show the Let me sit this down because it's not working how I thought it was going to work. So this is the Planet Revolution palette, and I use this shade to highlight with. And let's see if I can, I need my long nails. But my outfit has different splashes of color in it, so browns, orange. That's why I have on the orange headband. Don't know if I'm going to leave this hair like this, or maybe put it in a half up, half down style. My lighting is horrible. I don't know. But that is all. This is the look for today. I'm just going to run a couple of errands as I stated, and then I will be back home to rest because I'm off on the weekends, thank God. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to my channel. Please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. Until next time, be blessed.